why do very few folks make it to the CXO position? One can argue that there are very few positions at the top. Let's stop fooling around. Having observed tens and hundreds of careers of successful CXOs over my 28 years of a career, I have closely observed many qualities and attributes of these CXOs. What I have tried to do is put them into 6 broad buckets, and I call them 6 E's. The first E stands for earnings mindset. At the end of the day, it is all about numbers. It is about top line, bottom line, gross margin, EBITDA. So a successful CXO is the one who has a very strong sense of numbers, because corporates or corporations are all about revenue minus expenses equals profits. So profit is very important. So a CXO must have a very, very strong sense of numbers. So the earnings mindset is the bedrock of having a successful CXO career. The second E stands for envisioning. Envisioning is nothing but looking at a big picture. What is the road ahead? What is the vision of the organization? And a CXO is able to steer his or her company to that goal. So having that distant goal in mind is very, very important. The third E stands for energy and execution. At the end of the day, it is all about execution. A CXO must have very high energy level to execute the business plans. And here energy does not refer to one's overall fitness, but it is ability to see through that, envisioning the big picture and able to carry out rigorous execution so that the organization is able to achieve their goals. The fourth E stands for emotions and engagements. At the end of the day, it is all about people and talent. Whether it is your employees, whether it is your customers or your suppliers or even government officials. So one has to really carry very high degree of emotional intelligence to connect and interact and engage with all the stakeholders to create a symphony in the company in a way which brings the best results for the company. The fifth E stands for endurance. In the morning, I was looking at the dictionary to find the meaning of endurance. The dictionary said that doing something continuously over a long period of time which is painful and difficult without complaining means endurance. So CXO must have very high degree of patience and must carry a very high degree of tenacity. Things take time and the journey could be extremely painful and difficult. So a CXO with a very high degree of endurance is able to steer the company through difficult times to attain the goals. So the CXO is able to bring overall productivity and prosperity. The sixth E, the last one but not the least, stands for expansive. Expansive means being versatile. So a CXO must be able to talk at large about food, about sports, about film industry, about holiday destinations. It could be talking about street food in Singapore or Canary Wharf in London or Times Square of New York or a dosa in Sarvana Bhavan from Chennai or a Bada Pav from Mumbai and the famous egg roll of Park Street in Calcutta or Chole Bhature from Nehru Place. So a successful CXO is able to connect with various communities, not only related to work and talk all the time about per unit cost or the service delivery or meeting the target or other stuff. Person is able to connect at large. So a successful CXO is able to put the other person at ease, discussing things beyond work. And that's what brings great success to the CXO. I would be very happy to hear if you would like to add 7th E to all these 6 qualities and attributes which really make a very perfect CXO.